Hope you've been having a great day. Today we ended up really warm once again in the upper 40s and low 50s. Seeing some cloud cover come in though. This is around the Fremont Newaygo area, but temperatures, they're still pretty warm right now. 44 in Allegan, 46 in Grand Rapids, and 44 even as far north as Big Rapids. The Lakeshore, mid 40s here as well. Overall, everything feeling good. Temperature wise, we're a couple degrees cooler than yesterday, but still above average. Our average this time of year is around 38, so we're above that. Wind still from the southwest, helping to transport up that warm air. It's starting to pick up a little bit. We're anywhere from 5 to 15 miles an hour with sustained wind, but tonight we're going to drop to around freezing, and that's about the end of the warm air here in the immediate future. This cold front back to our west is going to come through overnight. It will be a dry passage, but this is going to usher in some colder air and a wind direction change, and that becomes important when we think about the potential for lake effect snow. And then going into Wednesday and Thursday, an even bigger batch of cold air is going to swing in from Canada. This one looks even colder than our last cold batch. You can see some of these orange colors in here. That's going to be temperatures in the upper levels below zero. And even as it warms a little bit towards the surface, we're still going to be dealing with temperatures in the teens for a couple of mornings. Feels like temperatures could be close to zero. So a lot coming here in the immediate future, but cloudy and mild tonight, nothing to worry about. The colder air, though, building in for tomorrow will help to spark some late day lake effect snow showers, and those will increase across much of the area overnight into Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be the time frame for most of our accumulating snow area wide, but the winter snow watch does go from Tuesday evening through Thursday evening just to catch some of that early and some of that later snow as well. Right now the watch goes roughly from the 131 corridor to the west along the lakeshore. Most of our snow totals for the 131 corridor will be roughly 2 to 4 inches. Some higher totals will be possible, but towards the lakeshore, that's where more of the higher totals will be out there. 4 to 6 inches, maybe some areas of 6 to 8 inches, depending on, as always, where those corridors of lake effect snow end up. Those areas will get a lot of snow, other spots may not. So tonight, falling to around freezing, warmer along the lakeshore as our wind will be off the lake, which is still quite warm at the moment. But into tomorrow, things are changing. We're going to be initially falling to about the mid 30s, but that wind starting to transition from the west and the northwest will help to bring in that potential for the lake effect snow. You can see our front passing through tonight and into tomorrow dry through tomorrow morning and even through probably midday. It will just be cloudy and much colder, but you can see these snow showers starting to develop into the early afternoon and evening. These will increase in intensity and coverage into Wednesday. Models have been pretty persistent about this one very thick lake effect snow band. How far inland these get pulled depends on the wind, and it does look like wind could be gusting to 25 to 30 during this time frame. So we'll be able to see some of that pulled a little bit farther inland. Wednesday, we continue to have more widespread snow. There will be kind of waves of snow and then a little bit of a lull, but going all the way through probably Thursday morning into Friday, you can see where some of those heavier totals will be along the lakeshore, maybe some spots a bit farther inland getting some of the higher totals depending again on where the lake effect snow bands end up setting up. But I think 2 to 4 inches is a pretty good estimation for most areas now, with those 4 to 6 inches possible along the lakeshore. Cold days for Thursday and Friday mornings. Thursday, a high of 18, feels like probably 10.
Let's take a live look over downtown Grand Rapids tonight after what was a mild, relatively warm, quiet weekend out there, but things are about to change in the next 24 hours or so when a winter storm watch will be issued. Meteorologist Kara James joins us now to break down the arrival of the winter weather's return. Kara.
Yeah, we still have about 24 hours until the snow starts, maybe a little less along the lakeshore, but we could have an extended period of time of heavy lake effect snow and potential for low visibility on the roads, no matter how much snow ends up falling, because it is going to be quite windy. And then the cold too, going into Thursday, that's going to be very cold. We're talking teens for high temperatures. Very, very cold compared to right now. And we just looked out over Grand Rapids. Here's a different view of a different direction, but all showing the same thing. Mostly clear to partly cloudy. Temperatures still in the 40s right now for Grand Rapids, which, considering our average high is 38, we are still very warm. We've only fallen 7 degrees from our high today. We do have a west wind at 13 miles an hour right now, which is helping to keep everybody on the warm side overall. We have some higher gusts here along the lakeshore, upwards of 20 to 25 miles an hour, but by and large our wind is anywhere from 5 to 15 miles an hour. It should be starting to calm down over the next few hours. 40 in Hastings looks to be the cold spot at the moment for the south side, 38 for Big Rapids, the coldest temperature overall, upper 40s to around 50 along the lakeshore, but temperatures are about to crash. Our cold front extends right back through the western UP and into Wisconsin. The cold air back behind it flowing in. A lot of North Dakota, Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, temperatures are in the 20s, and that air is headed our direction. By the time we get to tomorrow midday, we'll be feeling the first of the cold blast, but the bigger burst of cold air, in the upper levels at least, comes in late Wednesday into Thursday. And this is going to stick around through Thursday, and we're talking temperatures for mornings in the teens, Thursday afternoon in the teens, and gusty winds that are going to make it feel pretty uncomfortable outside. 18 is already cold for a high, but then you factor in the wind, and it's probably going to be feeling like the low single digits. We also have northwest flow in pretty much all levels of the atmosphere, and with a warm Lake Michigan, that sets up a perfect situation for prolonged lake effect snow. So our winter storm watch is highlighted here in blue. It goes into effect tomorrow at 7 p.m. and it lasts through Thursday until 7 p.m. 3 to 5 inches of widespread snow along and east, I think, of the 131 corridor. Heading west, you very quickly will start to ramp up those totals. 6 to 8 inches overall likely, but there is a corridor here highlighted between Hart, Muskegon, and Holland, where we could see upwards of maybe 10 to 12 inches of snow, depending on where those bands set up, which is always kind of the tricky part. But certainly, the closer to the lakeshore you get, north and west is where those higher totals will be. The farther east you go, they will taper off, and then down to the south as well. Kalamazoo may also see around 3 to 5 inches of snow, but further south than that, totals will drop off. Temperatures overnight right near freezing, a little warmer along the lakeshore, but nothing to worry about for tonight. Even into tomorrow, through the middle of the day, we should still be dry. But with the cold front coming through in the middle of the day, it doesn't allow for much warming. So our highs will be around 37 tomorrow. And that's even warm considering what's coming for the middle of the week. All right, so timing out the snow, you can see here, stopping the clock around 3 o'clock. There is a little bit of lake effect snow, but it doesn't really start to ramp up until the evening and the overnight. That's when the northwest flow and the warm waters of Lake Michigan will interact with all of the cold air in place, helping to produce some isolated, very intense lake effect snow bands at times. Wednesday morning, Wednesday during the day, Wednesday evening. Those are going to be problematic times on the roads from the falling snow, from the blowing snow, and especially towards the lakeshore. It could be a very difficult and dangerous travel time frame there. Even going into Thursday, we still have this northwest flow coming around on the backside of that cold front, leading to additional potential for lake effect snow. So a 48-hour time frame of heavy snow possible, with the potential for some higher totals here and there, just depending on where those bands set up. Here's the cold that you can see for Wednesday and Thursday, particularly into Friday. But looking into next week, it actually warms up again.